Hey, it's Milan, your TC coach. Welcome to my channel. So if you're anything like me, you might be a visual person. So I created this video to explain in detail exactly what a real estate transaction coordinator does. Let's get into it. So during this visual, you may hear me reference a transaction coordinator as a TC for short. So let's start at the beginning. The real estate agent shows the buyer the home of their dreams. The real estate agent submits the buyer's offer to purchase the home to the seller and the seller's agent. The seller accepts the buyer's offer. Now that the seller has accepted and signed the offer then becomes a binding real estate contract. The real estate agent sends the real estate contract to the transaction coordinator. The transaction coordinator congratulates the real estate agent on his or her client's accepted offer, and the two begin to work together on the real estate transaction. Next, the TC collects the contact information and makes an introduction as one of the main point of contacts to all parties involved in the real estate transaction. The parties will include the buyer, the seller's agent, the buyer's lender or loan officer, and the title company or attorney or escrow agent. This may also be the time that the transaction coordinator or TC confirms the date and time of any buyer home inspections. Next, the TC or transaction coordinator collects the real estate contract information such as dates, contingencies, property information, and deadlines, and inputs the information into their TC management system and or the real estate agent's compliance system. During this review, the TC may also check the real estate contract for any missing information such as missing initials, signatures, or dates. If any of this information is missing, the TC will coordinate with the parties to obtain the missing information and send the information to the parties for their records. This is typically done electronically. Once the information has been completed and recorded, the TC will electronically file the information in the TC management system and or compliance. Throughout the real estate transaction, the TC keeps track of the real estate contract deadlines and maintains communication with all parties to help keep the closing or settlement date on schedule and notifies all parties of all updates. Time for closing. As the closing date approaches, the TC coordinates with the closing agent on the location, date, and time of the closing and notifies all parties. During the days leading up to closing, the TC will also conduct a final audit of all documents and compliance for the real estate contract. Once the lender or loan officer has provided the all clear to close, which means that the buyer has fulfilled their part in obtaining any financing for the purchase of the home, the TC will then notify all parties of this great news and the closing day takes place. A typical closing day goes something like this. Buyer gets the keys to their new place, seller gets paid from the sale of the home, the real estate agent and agent on the other side, which is the seller's agent, and the transaction team all get paid. So I hope that this video was helpful. For more information on real estate transaction coordination and online training for real estate transaction coordinators, visit anewtransactions.com. You'll find the link in the description below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for future videos on real estate transaction coordinator information and tips. Talk to you soon.